So this video is where to find the fuse compartment on a Ford Transit Connect. This is a 2011 model. Now I've watched quite a few YouTube videos because I was curious to find out where it was. I thought, well, easiest thing to do is Google it, and most of them come up with this solution, that the fuse compartment is actually here. So I'm going to flip the camera now so you can show you. And here down the right hand side of the steering wheel where the ignition is. Now if you're in another country, this will be on the opposite side of your van or people carrier, whatever you're using. So when you remove this and it just pulls off, does this, it should be there. Now you can see the OBD plug there. There should be a consumer, a fuse compartment there, but as you can see, there isn't one. So that raises the question of where exactly is. This is for all the internal components of the van, so obviously it's not there. So where else can you look? The answer is there in the glove compartment. Now sometimes on some vehicles, not all vehicles, you have a panel in the side there, or there'll be one in the side on the other door, which will have a fuse compartment there as well. So what we'll do is go around to the other side of the van and I'll show you where it is on this particular model. So now we're around the other side of the van. So this is the passenger side. So basically just undo your compartment there and start removing some of your stuff, because this compartment will drop down in a minute. So as most people know, glove compartments are usually full of junk, so you have to get rid of all your junk first and get as much as end up with all sorts in your glove compartment. And an old dash cam there. Tool belt, and simply prise the ends out there and there, and it will drop down, and the rest of your stuff will fall out. It should just unclip from the hinges as well, so you can completely remove it if needed. And there you see is your fuse compartment, some of which is quite well hidden down there, so you may need to remove this if you need to get to a fuse that is down there, but generally speaking this should be easy enough to get to. Now we are replacing a fuse on this because the cigarette lighter as it used to be called, or the USB charging point, is blown. So we'll be replacing that today. And on the back of your glove compartment you should find a map of which fuses you need to replace. So it should be numbered there. So there is a burning cigar there, so that's the number we need, and it also tells you the amperage, which is 15. So it's an F143 and it's located 3 rows down, so that would make it one of these here on this row. So I'll just get my tripod and set the camera up so you can show what you're doing. So I hope you've got a good view of that. You should be able to see the fuses are in there. So again, the kinds of fuses that you are using here are not the standard ones, which are these type of fuses. So these are the bigger ones. These will be in your engine compartment area that control you, such as your lights and things. So that they're quite a bit bigger than the standard, these type of ones. These type of ones are called the mini fuses. Now hopefully you'll get a little tool, and I'm not referring to myself there, which should look like that. This will help you remove the fuse that you need to remove. So again, we need to go back to the reference on here. So we're looking for the second one across on the third row, so this should be this one here, and you just simply put that in and pull. It should come out. And the looks of that, it has blown. You might not be able to see that on the camera, but if you shine a light through it, you can see there's a little bit of burning, scorching on the fuse, so we need to replace that with the correct fuse. This is down here. So most fuses are colour coded, and that's a 7.5 amp, so immediately that's the incorrect fuse for there, because it does indicate on the map here that it should be a 15 amp, which would explain why it blew. So we need to find a 15 amp fuse, which should be, is that the red one, if I'm not correct? No, it's not the red one. It's not that one either. 30, 20. Right. So that's the blue one. It's not the red one. It tells you there on the back. 15 amp. Might not be able to see that. Now, if you just want to replace it, just put it back inside the tool, like so, and again with a little bit of help with the light, just reinsert that into the slot, and then you can just use your little finger to get it in. It should fit. There's no special way of doing this. It's just a simple case of just wiggling it and getting it in. It would help if I put it in the right hole. That's why my eyesight is not what it used to be. So that should, there we go, it's in. It's a little bit fiddly with these smaller ones, but they do work. So now we've got a 15 amp fuse in. That will explain why it blew, because we did plug a vacuum cleaner in. So then it lasted about 5 seconds and then didn't work after that. So this doesn't require the ignition on, so we have a charging lead there and a charging lead there. So let's just find something to test it with now. So I have a charging bank here. That's the only thing I could find. So what we'll do is plug it in now and see whether that is, and there we go. We have 28% on the charging bank, so that's flashing now, so that's telling me there's power going through to the socket. So that's obviously worked. So there you go. Your next job is to replace everything with your compartment. Keep your fuses in a safe place, because you never know when you're going to need them. You could pick these up really cheap, so it's always worth getting a box like this and keeping them somewhere safe, like in your glove compartment. So then all you need to do is reattach your glove compartment like this. Really simple. Don't really need any special tools for that. It is just a case of unclipping it there and there, and it will just fall out. And all you need to do is put your stuff back in. So we'll put the fuses in the glove compartment so we know where they are for future reference. We'll get rid of some of this junk now. I always keep my handbook in there. And we'll just, like I say, we'll get rid of some of this junk. So there we go, guys. That is how you find the fuse compartment in a Ford Transit Connect 2011. So obviously this is quite an old van, it's 12 years old. It's just a case of hunting around for stuff on some vehicles, so it might be the same for other vehicles, not just the Transit Connect. You usually find them behind glove compartments or the panels that can be removed, and like I said, you've got your door pillars as well at either side. That's a good place to start to look for fuse compartments. But on this particular model, it's behind the glove compartment. Some of them it is behind the compartment where the OBD reader plug is, so you know it sometimes is there, but in this case it's not. So there you go. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a fairly quick one, this, but I thought it might be of some use to somebody and maybe help them in the future finding fuse compartments, not just this vehicle, other vehicles as well. So yeah, hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate everybody who's doing that, and I'll catch you in another video soon.